Hi, I'm Serif, and this is my prototype whose lesson focuses on motivation loops. I tried framing this as lesson-like as I could for this, with background context, meat of the lesson, supporting topics, and demonstration of knowledge. So, basically, four major areas of this walkthrough. It's pretty linear, all in all, with limited exploration. That's usually narrative-driven area. That usually has narrative-driven area blocks to stagger progression. Though, fair warning, this may exceed a bit over 10 because of how long my game's playtime would take. So going quickly into this, here is pretty much village welcomes. Here, there's two of them pretty much. This one just based what kind of lesson you're going into, and this one is a bit of a game tip due to how the puzzle design works into this because of and starts early access. So here we get to meet up with Elder Penn, who talks of motivation loops and pretty much guiding us to our first objective here, which would be key psychology, guiding us to the scholar's abode over here with a key he gives after you finish conversation with him. A bunch of options over here. You talk with Scholar Uno here, who talks to you about the first sub-objective, dopamine. So he talks a little bit about it for here, and once he gives you a problem that is pretty much telling you to choose the words that most associate with it. So, kind of like something like this. So we'll just quickly get this out of the way because, well, again, playthrough length of this is pretty much very tedious. So, I'm just gonna. And once you get that done, if you get it correct, you get this, and with his dialogue, you'll basically be pointed out to the next area by the purple flowers. Over here, just on a side note, you'll meet NPC blocking the way for this, which is basically much entrance to the next area, so players don't accidentally get into that. Beside that, though, here we get to the next character over here. Those who talks to you about the habit loop and its cue, challenge, and reward that it entails of it. So, talks to you about what it is a little bit, and pretty much gives you a puzzles with an example where you basically choose the right combination and pretty much kind of like select it as like a multiple choice answer pretty much. So you have them over here with their kind of numbers and all that stuff, and you just pretty much go here, look, and choose the one. And once you get that, you'll get your first reward technically, which the player motivation in this game is pretty much rewarded with coins and keys, as we saw in the last bit of this. It's basically a way to keep interest, and if you explore certain areas, since this is a vaguely game, this is a semi-explorative game, you can look at even if there is not much. Players will find a reason for coin collection other than simple money games. So you can like talk to this guy, for example. But for now, we're just gonna go to the last sub-objective over here, and we're going to meet this guy right here. So he'll talk to you about positive reinforcement and talk a little bit about that and give you a problem of his pet chickens being around. You're basically going to go into his house and choose what options seem to be good positive reinforcement for them to come back. Of course, if you... so let's just... kind of like stuff like this. So we're just going to quickly choose... no, we don't want that. Quickly choose stuff that, and you'll get the key for the next area, which he tells basically after you get this and head over to the next level. The NPC blocking the way is free, and you'll get to go to the next one. And you're pretty much done with learning the basic key psychology in this half. Over here, you'll pretty much meet with the fourth area over here, so you get a little see-through of this stuff. And obviously, it's not very accessible at the moment. But if you do pass here, you'll see like the end over there with like a kind of like inactive button to open that end, and an NPC that says, "Oh, you get 9 coins out of what you got so far, and you can pretty much leave." But going forwards, we meet the farm and the market, with the market obviously being close to the lock. So you're basically head up to the farm over here, who, after talking about her, she basically teaches you about the meat of the conversation, motivation loops, which is what this is all about. So talk to her and basically go through her house for the first lesson of it, which is objectives. She'll talk to you about objectives for a hot second, and pretty much ask, what do you think what the farmhands over here would have as their main objective, and all that stuff. So there's quite a few answers. There's three answers you get to choose from. You choose the right one, you get a key to go to the next. If it just decides to pick up for once, because it's slow as hell. So onto this area, she'll teach you about challenges, and with those two characters, NPCs over there, she basically gives you a problem of they don't have much to do. What kind of challenge do you want to give them? So which would you think it would be a good challenge for them? There's quite a few over here, so just choose the right one. You'll get your key, and then you'll head on to the final part of this lesson objective, where she talks to you about rewards and yaps on a little bit about it, and pretty much continues off from the problem of the challenges. So basically, what kind of reward would motivate them to be more efficient and be faster? You got like 4 options here. Choose the right one of them, and you're pretty much set to go with the final key. And if, of course, with hers, we're pretty much heading off to the final one. Over here at the market. So we'll quickly get into this and quickly run through this. Muro basically introduces you about the market of being a place where you learn a bunch of motivation tactics, or pretty much supporting topics for motivation loops. He talks to you about narrative and purpose specifically, and he pretty much goes a bit through it and gives you a scenario about you being a player on an epic journey, and asks what kind of plot of these 3 would be the most interesting. So you can choose between all of them, and you just pretty much just choose the right one. You get a coin, and this pretty much repeats for the rest of the merchant NPCs. Claudia teaches you about rewards and progression, and gives you a scenario of a man with a goal, and asks like what would help motivate him more about it. So you go off and choose what the right answer is, and then you get your coin. And you go to the next one, where Felix over here talks about competition collaboration as a tactic, and gives you a question of 2 differing people who has different goals of their own, but has to either compete or collaborate, and basically ask if they tried harder or leave things be. So you choose the right one, and you'll get another coin for the taking. You go over here, and he talks to you about challenge and difficulty as a tactic. And he pretty much just says a very simple true or false statement right here, as you can see right here. A little bit worthy, but you would get it either way. So choose whether or not that would be true or false. So we're going to choose the right one, take our little prize, and go off next to our final guy, who talks about variety and novelty as a tactic. So he gives a scenario of kids playing 3 different games during recess, but they're getting bored of it. So which kind of games of the options would be good ones to keep their interest and all that stuff? So just choose the right ones out of all these. So yeah, and we just want to get the right one actually. Things to spice up the life, and you'll get the last one. And with the last statement that our merchant over here told us, we pretty much have all the coins we need and finish this section, and we're pretty much headed off to the final section with the school, with teacher Medi over there. Let's go real quick. it does take a little bit while, but once she appears, you can talk to her. She'll find the schoolyard. And then she'll pretty much give a review and tell you of given 3 prompts to pretty much kind of like piece together on your own. Each motivation loop created, you basically get a coin for each loop done correctly. So we're gonna do this as quick as possible. You know that is a little bit hard. Let's go back a little bit. All right. And we want to go this one. We get our first little guy. We got our second little guy. Horses. Got this guy over here. Delivery. Get another coin here. And then you have the final loop. And you get the last coin, and this is pretty much it. You're basically told that, oh, you have all the coins, now you can leave. So we'll just quickly run over to our guy over here, and now that's activated. We can click on that, and we can pretty much end the level by going through this portal right here. It'll take a while to load though. So congrats, a little cute little lesson screen, and that's everything here is pretty simple and succinct to the point to support my lesson objectives that I do believe I did a pretty good job in. Exiting out of this for a moment though, we'll meet pretty much my unofficial lesson design documentation. There are notes that I kind of plan with plenty of alteration done on the way as development does, and these pretty much are my general notes and a draft of how I designed the lesson to play out with each section and everything, which didn't really change too much, as you can see. But going on the highlighting some of the final problems of this though, to finish things off though, most of the problems happened because like N-Star is pretty early access and all that stuff. Kind of stuff like precious plates that can only dispense a coin if all 3 are weighed down rather than just pressed once. Stuff and stuff under that category. On like other stuff like lack of sound design, puzzle constraints, design constraints, prop customization, and prop physics were also something unfortunate to experience as well. But either way, this is pretty much for my prototype. So thanks for listening. Even though unfortunately I did make this a little bit long, it's sadly like quite literally the shortest I could really make it. So thank you either way.